The Lion King live-action cast was announced, and Kate Upton ties the knot. We have all that and more.
And we have fashion designers here to chat with us and even show us some of their latest creations. We are bringing the hottest Hollywood stories with a twist of Kent culture and events. This is The Blurb.
Hi, I'm Cole Kistler.
And I'm Haley Holt. Here's some of the top Hollywood stories.
Oh, I just can't wait to see the new live-action Lion King. The full cast was just announced last week, so here's a rundown of who's in it. Donald Glover will star as Simba, Beyoncé as Nala, and James Earl Jones reprises his role as Mufasa. Other big names in the cast include Seth Rogen as Pumbaa and Billy Eichner as Timon. Jon Favreau is set to direct, and Hans Zimmer will score the film. Zimmer previously won an Oscar for his work in the 1994 animated classic. The movie will hit theaters July 19, 2019.
A World Series championship and a wedding all in 1 week? That's exactly what Kate Upton and Justin Verlander got to celebrate. The two got married on Saturday, just days after Justin and the Houston Astros won the World Series. The wedding took place in Italy, and the two had their ceremony in an old medieval church on top of a hill. She wore a white dress with lace sleeves, while Justin opted for a dark-colored tux. The two dated for 3 years before getting engaged in May of last year. Congrats to the couple. The two sure have a lot to celebrate. Speaking of weddings, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner just celebrated their engagement with family and friends. Nick, Kevin, and his wife and DNCE members attended the bash. They held it at a small Italian eatery with about 30 people and served specialty dishes of truffle pizza and truffle ravioli. They even had a photo booth, and Nick Jonas wrote on the Instagram, "Beautiful night celebrating beautiful people. #Jofi." The two announced their engagement back in October but have not announced any further wedding plans.
On Friday, singer Selena Quintanilla was honored with a posthumous star
on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The singer is known for her Latin music and opening the gates of a new generation of contemporary Latin artists. Her parents, siblings, and former husband gathered at the ceremony to accept the star on her behalf. She sold more than 65 million units worldwide, making her the best-selling female Latin music artist. The crowd in the ceremony is the largest ever for a Walk of Fame ceremony. What, like winning awards is hard? Apparently not for Reese Witherspoon. After winning Emmys this year for her role in Big Little Lies, she also is being recognized for her work outside the screen. She won the WSJ Entertainment Magazine's Innovator of the Year and even started her new company that she hopes will help women have a bigger role in the production industry. She said, "I don't really believe we've been seeing the full spectrum of the female experience. Women want real substance and premium, thought-provoking, and well-made content, and they want it now." She said that her production company aims to fulfill these desires. Reese said that the film influences people greatly, but it doesn't show others the full spectrum of the female experience. Her company wants to start giving women the opportunity to share their ideas instead of seeing the same thing from the same people.
Sean Diddy who? So yeah, it's true. Sean Diddy changed his name once again. Former Diddy posted on Instagram this past weekend saying he changed his name to Brother Love. When asked why he did this at the age 48, he said it was because he wasn't feeling Diddy anymore. If you don't like the name, don't fret, because he could possibly change it again. Personally, I am not feeling Brother Love. In honor of this segment, Gianna and I decided to rock the 80s look for tonight. This weekend, the Kent Fashion Museum had an 80s themed dance party. Our reporter, Mackenzie, attended, so let's see what tubular looks she has for today. Take it away, Mackenzie.
Thank you, Haley. Well, the Fashion Museum hosted an 80s party this weekend, and I decided to dress up to be in my best 80s look and see what it was all about. Take a look. Hey guys, Mackenzie Michaelacco here at the 80s dance party in Rockwell to celebrate the 80s exhibit at the Kent State University Fashion Museum. So I got my jean jacket, I got my 89 Rolling Stones tour t-shirt, thanks Dad, my mom's fanny pack, a scrunchie, some ridiculously bright makeup. So let's see if Doc Brown can take us back into the past. Let's go. Tell me what you did for this event today.
Well, we pulled together one of the Black Squirrel DJs, and they're here playing all 80s tunes, taking us back to that great decade. And we've got banquet services here, serving, mixed drinks. And we've got the dance team from the School of Theater and Dance here to show us some moves.
Now tell me a little bit about your outfit, how you put together, what you did to create this look.
Yeah, well, this was kind of like a typical 80s workout outfit, I feel like. I just kind of the creativity and boldness. Back then, people didn't really care, what they thought. And still, today, it goes around. I just loved the creativity.
What's your favorite thing about 80s fashion?
The colorfulness, the wildness, just the diverse ways you can put outfits together.
What's your favorite part about tonight?
Just the energy and everything here, and the people, they're really nice and everything.
You look very 80s, Madonna. Tell me how you came up with this outfit.
Well, Pinterest, to be honest. I graduated in 1981, but I have to be honest, I never wore something like this in the 80s. You know what? It's just fun. It's just I don't know. It's fun. I love the Kiss guy. He's fun. I just like to see see what people come up with and stuff like that. It was fun.
Well, I've had a night. Leg warmers, scrunchies, and Gene Simmons. Oh my. I hope you guys enjoyed your time in the 80s. Now, I gotta go see if Doc Brown can give me a ride back in his DeLorean to the future. Catch you guys later.
That was totally righteous, Mackenzie. Thank you so much. We are in an 80s kind of mood tonight, so why not discuss the makeup trends that you could still rock today from the 80s? Let's go over to Caroline to see what her ideas are on this look.
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline. I love all the bright trends from the 80s, especially when it comes to makeup. So tonight, I'm going to be showing you a simple look inspired by the era. I'm just going to be starting off with a little bit of a hot pink in my crease. We're just going to go for all the color that we can, really, just some pinks, and we'll be adding some greens. I like to start with the crease. It just makes everything easier to blend later on. So it's going to be kind of working that in. The thing about the 80s is that they always had all kinds of bright looks, so you can really kind of just do whatever you want and have a lot of fun with it. Just the more color, the better. So now I'm going to be taking a bluish, kind of tealish color. I'm just putting that on my eyelids. And just kind of keep building it up until it gets really opaque and intense. Okay, and I'm just going to keep working on this, but check back later in the show to see how it's coming along. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Caroline. When we come back, we will be discussing workout trends that you could still make trendy today. Stay with us.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
and unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing. And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back. Rolling with our 80s theme, our blurb on the Street Reporters wanted to test your knowledge of classic 80s songs. Let's see how you did.
That was a bit of a clue. Do you know what one of the biggest hits of the 80s was then?
Was it like Thriller?
Okay. You know any lyrics of Thriller, like the dance or anything?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it with you, you know? Like, Thriller, killer now. Is it, I don't know, is it like fight for, it's something like, I'm so bad at it. Oh, yeah, I forgot the little shimmy. So it's Blurb on the street here with Sam and Carly. And this week we're going to talk about the 80s.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Sides of the week. Is it 90s? Oh.
Man, 90s edited out. Well, maybe the 90s were better than the 80s, but you'd never hear that. No? Talk like a very first time.
No.
Do you know any 80s songs?
I really love a lot of Michael Jackson's playlists.
Give me some Michael Jackson.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She is just a girl. She said, I'm the one, but that kid is not my son.
Could you tell me a little bit about maybe what your favorite song from the 80s is?
Probably Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
You should maybe try to sing it for me, you know? Dead or alive.
No, I'll pass on that.
I think there were a few 80s singers who rocked the Jerry Curl back in that song.
Prince is one that is coming to my mind.
Now, keeping up with the 80s theme, we have Gianna here to discuss the workout routines from the 80s that you need to try. Take it away, Gianna.
Hey, you health junkies. My name is Gianna Dupre, and I'll be talking about the 80s workouts that you can incorporate in your everyday life. The workouts back then were mostly fun dance moves with a little bit of extra movement for high cardio. So I suggest you grab a couple of friends, stand in front of a mirror, turn on a good upbeat 80s song, and start dancing. Move side to side, lift your legs, move your arms and head. This might sound a little weird, but trust me, it is very fun to do to just let loose and have a good time with it. You could start with one person in front and pretty much play follow the leader and switch off every couple of moves. It's a fun and different way to get some cardio in without even realizing it. You'll need to dress the part though to get the full effect. So leg warmers, sweatbands, leotards, and leggings are a necessity when you want to get the results you want. Okay, now for some side workouts to try out these 80s centered workouts. When you are going to the grocery store, you're reaching over to pick something off the shelf. Maybe do it a little quicker and more exaggerated to get a more physical reach like the 80s. Also, when you're trying to clean your house, maybe try a little high knee while dusting or moving your feet back and forth while shaking your hips while vacuuming. So these are all easy ways to bring the 80s in everyday life. So grab some friends or do some chores, but prepare to break a sweat. All right, I hope you learned some fun 80s workouts to try out. I know you enjoyed talking about it. I know I enjoyed talking about it with you all. That's all for this week. Back to you, Haley.
Thanks, Gianna. It's time to check back in with Caroline to see the progress on her makeup. So, Caroline, how's it looking over there?
Okay, so it is coming along. I have the eyes finished up. I just added a little bit more blues and purples, and then of course we have this bright Barbie pink lip. So now the last thing I'm gonna do is a little bit of blush. One really fun thing that they did in the 80s was kind of use kinky blush colors as contours. So that's just what I'm gonna be doing, just putting it on my cheek a little bit more towards my cheekbone and hairline, like a contour. And that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and back to you guys.
That was like so righteous. Thanks so much, Caroline. Honestly, I love that look. I could see myself actually doing that for the next 80s theme party that I need to go to.
Yeah, after the break, we have fashion designers here to discuss one of their kind garment that they created. We'll be right back.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back.
Let's go! Best points, man. Uncle Gary, why? I need to get mine.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be, with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. We approach this problem of reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Welcome back, I'm Grant Buford.
And I'm Andrea Gump. Tonight we have fashion designers Elena Cleveland, Aaliyah Berteau, and Ariana Branch to explain their garment that they made and their upcoming plans for designs. So, you guys are here tonight because you created a jacket, which we will talk about that later in the show. But right now, yeah, we are so excited. We want to talk to you all about the idea and how this whole project started to begin with. So let's get started.
Cool. So when did you guys, was this for a class, right?
Yes.
That this whole thing, this whole idea kind of spun from, okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk to us a little bit about your project, what were the options, that kind of thing.
Okay, this is actually for our senior studio project. We were given 9 weeks to come up with a design that was either transformative, which ours was, made for someone with a disability, or technological in some kind of way. We chose transformative, obviously, and we worked together and with our teacher to come up with an idea, which is our sleeping bag. Yeah.
So your original plans obviously were the sleeping bag, but can you talk about who your target audience for that product, who was that originally, and then how did you get to where you are now?
So when we were brainstorming the ideas, we kind of looked at what transformative pieces are already out there. So we looked at the most famous one, which is the Parsons student that she made that jacket that turns into like
a
15.
tent or
yeah,
something?
like a tent and a sleeping bag and all of those different types of things. And we decided that we wanted to make something more simpler and something more prettier.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That was something that was functional but also aesthetically pleasing. So what was your guys' like basic like inspiration? So it was homeless people, right?
Yeah, we started off with homeless people, and then we realized we needed like a client, so someone that we could like take their measurements and like that can model for us. And so we decided to do someone that goes camping and hiking because it's kind of like the same concept, needing a sleeping bag to stay warm and not wet.
Yeah. But that's such an awesome design idea for the homeless community.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's just, I mean, I could see that really going to, you know, this idea that you guys have being into production.
Would
So
you you
I'm excited to
guys
see it.
want to eventually keep making these sleeping bag jackets in order to, I don't know, help the homeless or even attract people like me that like hiking and camping? Because I feel like it could go either way. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we definitely were looking into the homeless idea at first, but because we needed a client for the whole thing, we kind of just pushed that to the
Right.
side. But I mean, it took a lot of work to make this specific design that we have, but I think it's pretty simple. Like, I think the construction, it wouldn't be hard to like mass produce per se or something. But yeah, I think it'd be a really helpful innovation for someone that's homeless or just, you know, needs shelter at some point. So yeah, I think it'd be a good idea.
I could see this idea becoming like a huge like nonprofit like organization or idea where, you know, maybe like a group of people are, you know, given like the patterns or something for the jacket, and it's like a big like sew-a-thon, and see how many like sleeping bag jackets can you make in a day to give to like the homeless community in Cleveland or Akron or something like that.
Oh yeah, and I know it's so warm, obviously wearing it. I will probably wear it to class and take naps, you know, in between taking notes. But that's an amazing idea that you came up with to begin with. So where do you guys think you'll take your designs in the future, and do you think you'll work together again? Or, I mean, can you talk to us about that?
Honestly, this is kind of out of any of our field of expertise. We're all pretty much women's wear designers. So I think the way that this project came out was really amazing, and I don't think any of us expected it to come out as good as it did. If there's interest in it, I think we could probably take this project a little bit further. Yeah, so I think that would be like the direction we'd be going in if we were to continue working together.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, it has been so much fun working with you all, and I'm thankful I had the opportunity to talk to you more about the project. After the break, we will have the jacket out here with us so they can walk us through the process. We'll be right back.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Where we make it feel like Hollywood, this is The Blurb.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back, guys. We're still here with Elena, Ariana, and Alea. They're going to show us the basics of how to put together this super cute sleeping bag jacket.
I can barely tie my shoes right, let alone make this jacket. So I'm super excited for you guys to talk to us and our viewers through this process. So Elena, I'm going to have you walk us through this.
Okay, so as you see right now, it's a big vest. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take all the snaps. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It literally folds right into a sleeping bag.
And then
It becomes floor length, just like that.
We can just bundle you up.
Yay!
I know this is your favorite part.
This is my favorite part, honestly. So, okay. So, will you guys talk to us about, obviously you made me a jacket underneath of this, but my main focus is this because it turns into a sleeping bag. So, what material did you use for this? How long did it take you to do this? And what was your favorite part while making this?
So for the outside, we use nylon taffeta. So the entire thing is waterproof, which is really good for hiking and everything that you have to do. And we have about 3 layers of batting on the back and 2 on the front. So it's a lot of extra warmth. And we have a layer of Insabright, which is gonna trap all the heat when you're sleeping. And the sides where your armholes are actually snap together to trap in all the heat, not let any air in. So yeah, it's really functional, and when you're in fashion, you're always thinking about how a garment is going to look on the runway, and you have to make sure that it's, fashionable. So I think we found a good balance.
Yeah, this is great. Like I feel like this probably took you guys back to fabrics, right? And having to remember like all the different types of insulating fabrics to use to make this like the best. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about, so with all that stuffing, this was probably like really puffy and like big. I'm curious, like, was the stitching, if you want, can you turn it on, Andrea?
Yeah, sure.
Like this quilt design, was this like a process to kind of flatten it all together?
Oh, yeah, it was a very long process. Probably took about maybe 2 to 3 days of work between the three of us just to get that quilting together because the layers were so thick.
Right.
It was probably twice as big before we did the quilting. And
amazing.
It wasn't just for like aesthetics, it was actually for function to get it to be small enough to where we could fold it up so you could wear it as a jacket.
But it's an amazing design idea. Like I feel like if it was just flat and it was just like this nylon material,
It would just be,
it would still look great. But I feel like this just adds such, like texture, more texture to it with the.
Well, if you feel it too, it is so it
Okay.
feels hefty. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
it's not too heavy like you're already carrying. Because this is the whole point for me as to why I love the jacket so much, or the vest. Because when you're hiking and camping, your sleeping bag, all of those pounds add up. So I love that you guys were so creative with creating something that's, still comfortable, but also I can wear it and, it's on me. I don't have to stuff this huge sleeping bag in a book bag. So that's amazing that you guys did that.
I definitely see this being like in like runway, like fashion show, like paired with like, I don't know, some like Gucci heels or like something. Like, I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
And then the lining too is awesome. I love how you
did this. Yeah.
It's all extra warmth. It's flannel, so.
Okay.
So is there like, you guys have to like be submitted in some type of like competition or like scholarship, something, because this is just incredible. I mean, like how you guys executed it. I mean, you took a project and really made this into quite the garment. So are you guys gonna submit it to anything or?
Our professor is actually submitting all of the projects from this class into a design summit. There are different categories, so she's going to try to enter us into a couple different categories. And really it's just about exposure. If there are any opportunities as far as scholarships, internships, funding or anything, they would all come out after the final
Well, you guys
deliberations.
will be graduating, you'll be entering the fashion industry. This will be great, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm sure like this working together has to be an experience that you guys will remember forever. And of course, you can carry this with you and, take it in the future. So I
good
love
resume.
that. Oh yeah, for sure. And
yeah, you guys just did such a great job, and I'm really excited to see where you guys are going to be going with this. So.
I am too. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking with us tonight. I cannot wait to rock your design around campus and while I'm hiking all around the country. Back to you, Cole and Haley.
Thank you, Andrea. I want one of those sleeping bag jackets.
Same. Those actually look really warm and comfortable. All right, so that's all for our show tonight. Make sure to follow us on social media at TV2 The Blurb on Twitter and Facebook. We will be back and see everyone next week.
Have a great night, everyone.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.